We know Castro. He is popularly known as Fidel. He has a lot of contribution towards his own country, a small country that's Cuba. Cuba was ruled by different persons, individuals, backed by USA imperialism. They are the puppets governments of USA. But the governments, they are not serving the people. The government, they are not working for the well-being of the people, but they exploit the people. They, if any problems, they are not looking after it. So there is a discontentment among the people of Cuba for the individual rights, for human rights, for food, for service, for in all sphere, they were tortured by the government, the then government, Batista government. So Fidel, with his comrade in arms, his friends, especially Che Guevara, Abel and others, his younger brother also joined with us. They have created new atmosphere. What is that atmosphere? They want to overthrow this government. They want to change this Baptista government. So they have decided to have revolution in Cuba. The first, the Moncada expedition in 1953, that is July 20th, that is the beginning of the revolution. How bravely they attacked Moncada garrison. They failed, not failed, due to some tactical problems. They failed. Fidel was arrested, but we, whole world, remember his speech when he is speaking in the jail, in the court. That is, history will observe the longest speech in his paper. Why we want to revolution in Cuba? Anyway, they succeeded through guerrilla warfare. Through guerrilla warfare, not all over Cuba. In the part, different places, they started their guerrilla warfare. Ultimately, the revolution in 1951 January, in 1949, 59 January, first, that is, they succeeded and they overthrown Batista regime. From that day, they promised the reconstruction of Cuba, the establishment of socialism. It is the only way socialism can change the way of life, can change the value of persons. So they took the path of socialism. So ultimately, Fidel became the president of Cuba, but from the revolution time till today, the American imperialism is the enemy of Cuba. They propagated many things against Fidel and against that country. But he surpassed everything. And ultimately, Cuba got socialism. But the pro-Fidel people, pro-communist people, pro-socialist people, they want to build a new Cuba. Now they are also struggling. Ultimately, you see, the role of Fidel in the Cuban Revolution inspired all over the world. The young masses of the young people of the world were inspired by Fidel Castro and Che Guevara for their guerrilla warfare. And he became the leader, the icon before the youth masses of the world. that we have to eat, we have to fight, we have to win. We have to fight and we have to win. So ultimately, Fidel not only became the leader of a Cuban country, but he inspired the people of the world. Where there is struggle, where the people are struggling for their own right, struggling for to save the human right against the imperialism, against the dictatorial rules, they are Fidel Castro stands with them. He helped. He has given moral support to Vietnamese people when they are struggling for the country, for national liberation of their country. Fidel was there. In South Latin America countries, in African countries, those who are struggling for the independence, for the right of their country. So always Fidel expressed their solidarity with the fighting people of the world. Not only that, the big countries like Soviet Union, China, and others, they come forward. They helped. They believe Fidel's struggle. They helped Fidel also, and he became the internationalist. Fidel loves his country. He loves their freedoms. He was a patriot, but simultaneously he was an internationalist. He respects people of the world. He respects people of the fighting people, and he wants emancipation of women, emancipation of poor people. He wants those who are fighting for their own rights. They are inspired by the Fidel Castro. Fidel Castro always against all sorts of war. He never believed in war. So those who are peace people want peace. Those who are against war, he is always with Fidel Castro. Secondly, if you come to India, India and Fidel has good relation, good cooperation. India's first Prime Minister Nehru, he met first when he went to New York to attend the UN meeting. First Prime Minister Nehru has met him in that hotel. And India is the first country to recognize Cuba. So from that, India-Cuba friendship is developing. Not only that, we call it third world. Those who are non-aligned nations. There is a movement, non-aligned movement. He was the leader of a non-aligned movement. I remember when Commander Castro came to India, in Delhi, he transferred his presidency, chairmanship to Indira Gandhi. I was that time, I was present in Delhi. I witnessed the picture. It's very interesting, very inspiring for us. So, he was the leader of non-aligned movement. He has given number of proposals how how these non-aligned nations developed economically, how these imperialist countries exploiting these non-aligned nations, he stood against it, and he has given number of proposals, alternative bank, alternative finance institutions to help these non-aligned nations. So from that, Fidel is always with the people of the world, fighting people of the world, toiling masses of the world. So everywhere where there is a problem, people remember Castro. So today we are celebrating the 100 years birth anniversary of Fidel Castro. All over the world, not only India or Odisha, all over the world they are celebrating. So we are also celebrating here in the small state of India, Odisha. So you see, one question And why you have written his biography? You see, first I was inspired by his philosophy. I was inspired by his ideology. I was inspired by his activities. I was inspired by his vision. So that impressed me to write Fidel's biography in my language.